Hello and welcome once again to our daily Bible study. Today we are on day 133. At the moment we're looking at the statutes and laws of old Israel and particularly at the laws relating to human behavior towards other humans. And today we read what the final editors of the book of Deuteronomy wrote about what they thought an ideal monarch might look like. Yahweh your God is giving you the land to possess and to settle there. Once you have done so, you will decide you need a king, like all the nations that surround you. Ensure that the person you choose is the one Yahweh also chooses. He must be one of your own and not a foreigner. He should not own a large number of horses for his army, or send workers to Egypt in exchange for horses, because Yahweh has said that his people are not going back there. Also, he shouldn't have many wives, because that would distract him from Yahweh. He is not allowed to make himself rich by accruing silver and gold. When he is crowned, he is to be given a personal copy of God's law and teachings, reproduced from the originals owned by the priests. He must keep this copy close by him and read from it his whole life long, to learn how to honor Yahweh and carefully obey everything commanded in it. That will stop him from thinking he is better than his fellow Israelites, and stop him disobeying Yahweh's commands in any way. This kind of king will have a long reign, and those descended from him will rule over Israel for many generations. It is not immediately obvious quite when this part of Deuteronomy was written. Its writer obviously had the elderly, degenerate Solomon in mind. I spoke about this on days 105 to 107, because it blatantly refers to Solomon's close relationship with Egypt and his many foreign wives who distracted him from God. Who else could it have been? About the earliest it might have been composed was shortly after King Solomon's reign, in the early days of the divided kingdom, when relations with Egypt had cooled off. This paragraph has the feel about it of, we could do better than that. Amongst the Babylonian exiles, there had also been a great feeling that their nation had been severely let down by its leaders, and particularly by the last few kings of Judah, whose reigns led up to the invasion and deportation to Babylon that followed. It is possible that the words about the king being presented with a personal copy of Deuteronomy at the coronation were added by the exiled priests. English monarchs are always presented with a Bible at their coronation for similar reasons. The priests did not approve of the behaviour of those later kings and put a lot of their failings down to a weakness in their dedication to God and his laws. So here, a major duty of the monarch is to study the law every day and to keep in mind that because he is no better than anyone else, he shouldn't think that just being king makes him right. Many a monarch, many an autocrat or tyrant has made the same mistake, which is never to the benefit of the leader or the people in the end. Jewish independence and a new monarchy took some time to achieve after Babylon. In 333 BC, Alexander the Great took over as the leader of a new Greek-speaking hegemony, and a new Jewish king was not crowned until after the revolt led by Judas Maccabeus, which ended in 163 BC. Rome marched in and took Jerusalem in 63 BC, and the kings like Herod that we read about in the New Testament are puppet kings appointed by Rome. No Jewish king has ever reigned in Jerusalem since. Christians, of course, call Jesus the Messiah, the Christ, the Anointed One, all of which are monarchical titles. But as Jesus himself said when under trial, my kingdom is not of this kind. Tomorrow, we look at the concept of sanctuary in this ancient world, and I'll see you then.